everything's turned up. Can you hear me now?
Nothing's coming through. Speak.
I'm just saying, can anybody hear me now? This is a nightmare, isn't it?
Everything's turned up. Oh, there we are. There we are. It's working.
Yeah, but is it going to echo?
No, because I've just turned the sound off from the laptop.
Right,
Turned
okay.
it on so you could hear it.
So everybody can hear me now?
Yeah, everybody's saying they can hear you now. Perfect.
Right. Welcome all those that have joined us so far. This is, I will be doing some crafting. I'm going to be doing some beading. But this one is about tracking sellers. It's really, really important information that we're going to bring to you with true life stories and of what's been happening lately in and about Google, eBay, Etsy, you name it, wherever there's a seller, there's been some goings on, shall we say. And so I'll give you some of the things we're going to talk about. And it is really important, if you sell, to tar anybody with anything. We're not having a go at anybody. I'm a seller, you know, so it's really, really important information. Now, we're going to be talking about the actual selling side of it. We're also going to be talking about people being investigated. I was one of them. We're also going to talk about customers who pay through friends and family, about people that have been jailed for actually selling, that are selling illegal, should I say. PayPal is definitely on the ball at the moment and reporting and collecting information about a lot of people. The bank and PayPal are working together side by side with Google. This is a known fact. You can go look it up on the internet, but it's easier to spread the word by word of mouth. Everybody has one IP address, but lots of other things that they use, like branched off from that, meaning if you're a seller, you use eBay, Etsy, PayPal, all of those kind of places. Private pages and pages on Facebook where you sell, it doesn't matter. We'll go through each one and give you as many details as we can to help you. And now the word has got through about car boot sales. Car boot sales. It's actually any selling of any kind, anywhere. Can everybody hear?
Yes, everybody can hear you. See, everybody's just saying hello and they're just saying where they're saying hello from. So you've got people from USA, Canada, India. Everybody's can hear you.
Welcome to everybody. And if you've got any questions, when we've finished each segment, if you've got any questions and we can answer, please ask. But this is general information that is out there on the internet. Governments, all governments, whether you're in the UK or overseas, you'll find it on the internet that they've put out there. So we're just trying to help spread the word a little bit further and to help as much as possible. So Colette, you will be doing some answering as well, and you've got some things to say.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to kick off first with, we all know that last year, was it last year or the year before, when Google announced that we had to join, everybody had to have a Google account.
I think it was last year they integrated everybody's in there. So YouTube.
Well, they are part of YouTube.
Everybody. So all your social media.
Yeah.
Facebook, eBay, Etsy, or everywhere you would buy on the internet and things like that. They're all connected now with Google. So it doesn't matter how many email addresses you've got. They can still. Well, 10 email addresses, it's still going to the same address.
Yeah, what they're trying to do, it's not what they're trying to do, what they are actually doing. You know, they're not dafting backwards and coming forwards. What they've done is they've got Google to get everything connected to them, because it's how they are watching you. Now, I've got a video that I'm going to be putting up explaining a little bit more in depth and naming the companies that are actually watching everything you do. And they are legal, they are done and set up by the government. So this is really basically to forewarn and to help where we can. I've been a seller. Sorry
to interrupt. Yeah, somebody's just said, who is they? So what companies you said they?
Well, I've got a video that I will be putting up. I mean, I can't look at that information while I'm filming, so I will put the video up, and it details everything that we're going to verify tonight. Yeah, but it's better that we talk about it in depth now.
Yeah.
And it's happening all over the globe. It's not just our country at all. What they've figured out is there are a lot of money out there that they can't get their hands on. So what they've, obviously, and we're going to put in simple terms, what they've decided is, wow, there's billions out there. People are earning. We know nothing about it till now, and we're going to now try and get our hands on what they're doing. It's as simple as that, because that's the be all and end all of it all. So we'll start with PayPal. PayPal, everybody knows you can pay via a business address, or you can pay via friends and family. If you are a business and you are legal, you should have, and you should be paying through. So we're talking of the customer and the seller. You should be paying through the business account. No private email, no friends and family. It should go through a business account. Now, what they're doing, and Colette's going to come on and tell you a story of hers, but what they're doing is, if you pay by friends and family for an item, that's fine, that's up to you. It could be a friend that's selling, but PayPal are watching for regular income coming in via somebody's account. If they think, and it looks like they're running a business, they are approaching you, and you are having to pay all the fees if you've paid via friends and family. Colette, you take on, because you've already had this happen.
I have. I've seen it through my own eyes. My friend of mine, she sells. Everybody can sell, but she hasn't, as I know, she hasn't declared that she's registered with any form of tax, and she uses her PayPal all the time to sell what she makes. And PayPal said, wait a minute, when you've got too many transactions coming out of this PayPal account for it to be a personal account. So what they did, they closed it down, and she turned to me, she said, right, I can't get into my PayPal. And I said, well, you need to ring them up. You've had emails, you've had notifications, you need to contact them. So she contacted them, and they went, okay, you're telling us it's not a business account, that's fine. We'll put it back at, we will put your account back at. So they did. And in a few days later, her account had closed again. Turned to me and she said, I'm still having problems with my PayPal account. They've closed it again. So they rang her up, and she didn't answer the phone. So she rang them up, and she said, you've closed my account. And they went, yeah, we have. She said, why? They said, because your account is a business account. It is not a personal account. And we've been looking at your transactions. Now, like I said, she's not registered with anybody. So it's not as if she's a big company, but she's not. She's just a normal housewife, trying to make a bit of pennies, I suppose.
So it's like pocket money, like pin money, pocket money.
That's it. And she's doing it too often, and they turned around and they said, well, we've looked at your account all year, and every transaction that you've made to somebody is the same amount. It's always been via friends and family. And she went, well, yeah, they're my friends. And then they asked her for details. Where were they from? How does she know them? She couldn't answer all of them. Because the friends that she was on about were her customers.
Yeah.
So they weren't friends, they were customers. So they said, wait a minute, this is a business account. So she came off the phone, quite upset, and the next thing you know,
can I just
have a letter.
Can I just say, she wasn't registered as a business account with PayPal. She was treating it as a business. They could see it as a business.
That's right. Yeah, she was. She thought you've got sort of two accounts on PayPal. You've got your general personal account that you would, I don't know, pay for a bit of lace, you know, the odds and
Just shopping online.
Yeah, and then you've got your other account, which is your business account, where you would use all the time. They're like your account fee is used all the time.
Yeah.
And that's the account that she was using. She wasn't declaring in that it was a business. And the reason she wasn't declaring it was a business was because by her paying it via friends and family, PayPal weren't going to charge her for every transaction that would have been taken out the account.
Yeah, so they were losing out.
Yeah, and when she's paying by friend, you know, she's asking somebody to pay friends and family, it's free because it's friends and family.
Yeah.
So PayPal said, wait a minute, we've got to look at your account. And they stopped her account, they put it on hold. The next thing she knew, she had a letter through the door with a big massive bill.
Yeah.
And what they had done is they had calculated all these fees that she should have had.
Yeah.
During that year, calculated it all up, and they asked her for it in one lump sum.
Yeah.
She couldn't pay it off in sections. It had to be a lump sum. And it was quite a hefty fine that she had.
Yeah.
But she hasn't learned from what she's doing because she's still continuing to do it. And I suppose the next step won't be PayPal being nice to her, it will be the policeman being knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, you know, there are two accounts on PayPal. And the other personal account is to pay for your close friends and family. You were lending money. You know, you wouldn't go down the road and give somebody a diamond ring. So why go down the road and ask them to pay it via friends and family? They're not your friends, it's a complete stranger.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I've seen it firsthand, like you say.
Well, before you move on to your story, because you've got a story, haven't you? Yeah. I've got one. Last year, whether it was, now I'm not saying it was, but whether it was anything to do with all the crap that was going off with me and a certain group, I had so it's obvious. I think personally myself, it was somebody didn't think I was legal, reported me for not being legal, and then got their eye wiped because they found out I was legal. But I was investigated last year, and I was asked an awful lot of questions, both by the taxman and by PayPal. But what happened was, which is, you know, I find it's not funny because it's stressful. I was running a business, a very busy business, but they knew so much about me, my personal account, my business account, and my savings account that I didn't know anybody else knew. They weren't fraudulent people. They weren't trying to hack my account or anything like that. These were legal people. I handed everything over to my business manager, which is my bank manager, for her to deal with it because she could answer more questions than I could about my accounts. And it was sorted, dealt with, and they apologized. The point is, for them to know as much as they knew about me, and I'm just a small seller, right? Although I'm a busy one and we do a lot of sales, I'm a small seller compared to big companies. I was also told that it's becoming the norm. Everybody who has a bank account, a PayPal account, a business account, a savings account, you are all being watched. Now, I can say that a member of my staff, I'm not going to name names, but a member of my staff was also written to by eBay because she sells now and again on eBay, and it's just general things. But they said, wrote to her and said to her that she had now reached the limit. They were no longer allowing her to do any more for that year, which I found. I was thinking, well, if PayPal are on the ball, eBay's on the ball, I know Etsy's on the ball, I know Zibit's on the ball, and your bank accounts, you know, everybody's on it.
Was it out of the blue?
Yes, it was all out the blue. It was all out them. It was out the blue why I was contacted, but it did coincide with the crap that I was receiving last year. So obviously somebody's thought, oh, she ain't legal, because I know the word was getting spread about that I wasn't legal. And obviously the person that, if it was reported that I wasn't, got their arse wiped as well as their eyes. So that's just tough on them. I don't mind anybody knowing. I'm very upfront and forward with my dealings. But, you know, your story as well, because you have actually had issues as well, haven't you?
Yeah, with PayPal. Before I go on to my story, there's somebody, the comments are coming in, Fee, and they're obviously taking you what we're saying. And what they're saying is, we can have access to everything that can be justified for each case. HMRC can have access to everything, and I completely agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Somebody says, it seems the government wants to make the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor.
But that's always happened throughout generation after generation. That has always happened. To be quite honest, there's more to this than meets the eye. And I look at things, it's like top, middle, or bottom. I always look at the negative side of something. I always look at the positive side of something, but I also read between the lines. And why would somebody that is just of normal working class, which is me, I work hard and I'm a normal working class person, why would I be investigated? Why would my friend be investigated? Why are people getting investigated that are on the low income, the lowest form?
Yeah.
Because, and you have to see it this way, it was a low income person. They see you as earning extra cash to what you're allowed to earn. Yeah. And they're not getting a slice of it. They're not going to bother with a big business because they're already dealing with them and they know their ins and outs. They just don't know the small man.
Yeah, yeah. As somebody says, in the US, aren't you allowed to make so much before you have to pay taxes on what you sell?
As far as I know, yes, it's the same here in the UK, where I think a normal person with a normal job is allowed to earn, is it £12,000 or something like that these days? Yes. But that isn't the problem. The problem is if they're working a normal day job and they're earning 11 or 12,000 a year, but then they've got an online business or they're selling like an online business, that limit will rise. This is where the governments are now stepping in. They're thinking, wow, they're already legally working, they're paying the dues, but they're actually earning another £3,000 or £4,000 on top of what they're allowed by selling. Let's get a bit of that. And this is exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So what about your story then?
Yeah, so the PayPal story, I want to make everybody aware because I think it's so important. When I bought something, I'm not going to name the seller. There's no need to name names.
No,
like that.
Not at all.
But last year I bought something, and the seller said it was coming within the space. I think it was 8 to 10 days. So I waited. It's gone past the 10-day mark, and I contacted this seller, and the seller said, you know, I've sent it out. So I had a look, and it didn't arrive, and weeks went into months, and it did not arrive. So I contacted PayPal, and I said, I've paid it, and the lady on the phone said, how have you paid it? I said, well, through PayPal. She went, no, how have you paid it? Have you paid it via friends or family, or have you paid the seller for goods and services? Because when you buy something, you've got the choice of friends and family again, no charge, or goods and services. Goods and services mean that the seller gets to charge of selling something. So you don't get charged, the seller does. So I said to the PayPal lady, well, the sellers actually asked me to pay via friends and family. And she said, well, no. She said, we can't cover you. I said, what do you mean? She said, we can't give you your money back. I said, what do you mean? Well, she said, because you've paid via friends and family, and the seller hasn't had the appropriate charge.
Yeah.
Because that charge not only covers the seller,
yeah,
if the parcel goes astray or something's missing, but it covers the customer.
yeah,
So if you haven't had that charge, then PayPal, well, you can forget it. You don't have your money back off PayPal.
right.
The lady said, contact the bank. I thought, why would I contact the bank? Use PayPal. So anyway, I contacted the bank and they turned to me and they said, right, what is it? They went through the bank statement and I knew how much it was. And they said, does this seller live abroad? I said, no. Well, they said, that's strange. I said, what do you mean? They said, well, the seller is coming at, like, they live abroad. I said, no, they live in the UK. Well, they said, when you pay something via friends and family through PayPal, you're not covered by PayPal because the seller hasn't had the charge. But every transaction you make through your bank sort of gives you a backup. So if PayPal doesn't pay it, the bank will.
Yeah.
Everybody gets it, no matter what you're paying. When you go into your supermarket online, it's I can't remember what they call it. It's buyer's protection.
Yeah.
Through your bank. And they actually found out the seller's account was over abroad, and PayPal didn't pick that up. I didn't pick it up. My bank did.
So it was an offshore account.
Exactly.
It was an offshore account. So they didn't get caught.
Exactly, but why? You know, first of all, they haven't had the charge through PayPal because I've paid. They told me to pay by friends and family. The next thing is it's an account out to this country. So what they call an offshore account.
Yeah.
So how on earth would, if I didn't contact the bank, I haven't received them in my goods, and I haven't till this day. If I hadn't contacted the bank, I wouldn't have had my money back.
Yeah.
And that's exactly well, I just want to stress it to everybody really, that when you pay for something, no matter whether it's pages on Facebook, sometimes people sell on there, and a lot of people ask to pay friends and family because they don't get charged. But
Yeah.
that charge covers you if that parcel goes missing,
Yes.
destroyed, anything. So, like I say, I've had the experience, and it has taught me a lesson, because now I'm quite wary of how I pay people, but I'm also quite wary of where the payment's actually going. And like I say, I didn't pick it up, but it was an offshore account. My bank did.
Yeah.
So everybody's watching.
Yeah.
You know.
So you really got to be careful when you do pay by friends and family. The other thing is, I also know somebody who was actually jailed for 18 months for selling, because they were reaching the target and they were going overboard as well. And obviously we're not declaring it. So it's quite common. You know, most people think, well, I've never heard, but you know, between you've got a couple of incidents with you, your friend, my friend. I know of a couple of people that's had to close down. I knew somebody had to close down last year because of it. They are clamping down. So we really wanted to bring out possible to help, because there are a lot of sellers, and they sell. I'm not just on about in the crafting community. I'm on about across the board. At the end of the day, people will sell anything from paper to chewing gum. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what you sell. We're not pinpointing anyone, and you are being watched. It doesn't matter who you are, what you sell, how much you sell. You are being watched. And another thing is pyramid selling.
before you go to that, the comments are just coming in, and Elaine says because all reports have to be investigated, and usually the reports bred from jealousy. And we have, then she goes on to say, we have teams that deal with the offshore accounts, so no one gets away with it. It just takes time to get them.
Who's that? Oh, right, yeah, yeah. Is that, what, is she just come on as Elaine?
Yeah, Elaine Langford.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, all reports have to be investigated, and usually the reports bred from jealousy, which is true, they do.
It is so true. I know Elaine very well, and I have to say, yes, she knows exactly what we're talking about. So hi Elaine, nice to see you here, darling. Like I say, we are only bringing this news to everybody because there are a lot of people doing it that are not registered. They're not aware that they're being watched. Now, about how they're going about it, they are linking everything up on your one IP address. Just don't think that you might have a private page on Facebook and no one's looking at, no one's watching you. They can't tell. It's private to you and it's private to other people, but to people like that they're all joining together to help each other, Facebook, PayPal, and all of them, the banks. So, they know everything about you. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, they do. And Tamara says on the chat, she says, I order craft supplies and use PayPal, but I never asked whether I'm paying through friends and family or business or whatever the other account. There's only 2 accounts. So where does that come into play? I'm not a seller, just a crafter.
Well, I'm only registered as a business one, so I don't ask people to pay by friends and family. I don't know.
If Tamara was asking where she would see it, you would see it on when you go into PayPal.
When you go to pay your bill, don't you?
Yeah, when you go into PayPal and you're paying for something, PayPal is actually a website, and on there you log in with your email and your password, and on there you'll have a statement, a bit like a bank statement, says the seller, how much you've paid. And then if you click on the little icon, and I think it's like a little plus icon just under the seller, it will say whether that's been paid by friends or family or goods and services. Usually if you're paying through something like a website or something like that, it's usually paid via goods and services. I mean, with my experience came through Facebook pages, paying via friends and family, and but it's just to make everybody aware, really.
Yeah, that's it. You won't be covered. I find it really strange that people don't look at that first before they buy. But then not everybody's aware of it, so that's completely makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I never did. I never looked at it before I had my experience, and I suppose that's why our conversation is all about tonight, is for everybody to be aware of how they're buying their items, and because I don't want anybody to go through what I have to go through.
No, and even though I'm a legal seller, it was quite intrusive what they were asking, and the way, I mean, my bank manager, obviously my business manager, was always contacting me constantly and saying they want to know this, they want to know that. I'm going to tell, but they were contacting everybody, and I just think, we know that, like Elaine says, a lot of it's done through jealousy and whatever. Now, we know that people will report somebody or other, but just think on, ladies, when you've got a beef with somebody, just think on about what you're doing to legal workers, legal businesses, because if you're going through the process of reporting a legal person like I was, I'm sure I was reported as being illegal. I'm just conscious of the stress it put me under, and running a business is stressful as it is without that added stress, just to be a bitch. Obviously if you know that you're buying from somebody who's just doing the odd bit here and then. I mean, there are a lot of people like that. We know that. It's nice if you can make a few quid, but at the end of the day, in this day and age, you need to be aware of what the consequences are. But I was going to talk about the pyramid sellers. Now, we all... Yeah? Yeah, right. We all know, if you don't know, a pyramid seller is, and I'll put it in as plain as possible, it's not about the product. A pyramid seller is via person to person to person, okay? So I'm just going to explain it best I can. Right, you start with one person, product, but they engage 2 people or 5 people to sell. Then 5 people engage other people to sell. So each person will gain or try and get, say for argument's sake, 5 more people each. So that's the pyramid. You've got the first person that starts it off, then you've got the 2 or 5 underneath them, and then each one of those 5 get 5 each. Each one of those 5 get 5 each, and that is a pyramid seller. It's not about the product that they sell. That really doesn't come into it. It's about the pyramid worker. And it is actually against the law to do it in this country. Now, we know that sellers can hide it, and we know seller does. Sellers, should I say. But do be careful if you become a seller for another seller. Because if they're reported and it gets found out, they all lose because it just folds. It just folds, and everybody will lose it. They'll all lose that position, that job, that income. So I'm just warning you on that. It's not about the product that the one person sells. It's about what that person gets the other people to sell. You know, so that's 2 or 3 people, then they get 2 or 3 people. So it's about the people that sell. That is a pyramid seller, not the product they sell.
It's a bit like a tree, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. Oh, well, it's. Do you remember those things you used to get through the post, and it says, oh, if you put a £5 in, and then get 3 other people to put a £5 in, in. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It's not the £5. It's not the £5 they're putting in. It's the people they're getting to do it.
Yeah.
But because they're selling a product as well, that's what's hiding the pyramid seller.
Yeah.
But it won't take long before some common sense person will work it out.
We've got some comments. Would you like me to read some out?
Certainly.
Kathy says, I think it was asked already, on where would you see friends and family through PayPal?
When you're making your payment, it should come up and ask you how you want to do it. Do you want to pay through friends and family or goods and services? If you're buying from a genuine business, you should be paying through goods and services. If you're paying a genuine registered legal person, it should always be. They'd never ask you to pay through friends and family ever. But we do understand that there are some people who sell the odd thing, which is not enough to count as a business, and that way they will be paid through friends and family. But just be warned that PayPal are watching both those that sell through friends and family and those that sell as a business. But they're watching more those who sell as a friends and family, because they're the ones making the most money.
Yeah. And the other way to check whether you've paid via friends and family is when you are, PayPal have got their own website. Basically, to log in, you need your email and your password. You log in, and it's a bit like a bank statement. When you first look at the screen, you've got all the sellers. You put on the left how much you've paid, and whether that amount's come out of your bank. There's a little plus sign just under the seller. If you click on that, it'll say to you where that seller is based and how you've paid.
Yeah.
Usually when they're asking for friends and family, I know a lot of people ask to pay via that when they're selling something on Facebook.
Yes.
Because Facebook is, well, it's a social media network. It's not a selling site.
Yes. But you know something about Facebook, don't you, about sellers on Facebook? Can you explain that to everybody? I'm not, as Colette calls me, I'm techno-no.
You are techno-no, but I think it's not. Facebook, obviously you've got your own personal account. Now, you can privatize your account so that only your friends can see it. That doesn't mean to say that the government won't see it, because the Facebook pension government was to ask you to share your profile with the government. Now, there are a lot of pages on Facebook that are private. There's private pages, there are private groups, and these private groups think that they're private. In hindsight, all that they're private from is the world. Only their friends can see it.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean to say, again, the government can't see it. Now, when you sell on Facebook, if you were selling your thing or two, then yeah, okay, because you can sell up to a certain amount and have a certain amount of income on PayPal.
Yeah.
Because that's how you would pay, unless you're asking for a bank account or sort code, which I wouldn't recommend, because when somebody's got that details, they could go, yeah,
you never give out your private information, ever.
No. And when you're buying something off Facebook, normally, I mean, I've bought a couple of things off Facebook in the whole time I've been on, and every time I bought something, every person has said, can you send the payment through friends and family? And I've had to be the bad guy and say, well, no, not really. I'm going to send you via goods and services.
Yeah.
Because if you, again, you send it via friends and family, there's no charge, you've got no protection.
And that's because you've had that experience.
Yeah, and that my experience did actually come from Facebook. So I'm very aware now of how I pay for things and actually where it's going.
Yeah.
Because on Facebook, I mean, we know mates could come up and say he lives in 10 minutes down the road, when in hindsight, he could live in a completely different country.
Yeah.
So not all profile are true, but not all. You've just got to be careful when you're buying something off Facebook and even selling something off Facebook too. Don't be hesitant in saying, I'd rather pay by goods and services, because it's your protection. If anything was to go wrong, you know, your goods go astray or it gets damaged, you are covered by PayPal. And I think that's the main point that I'm trying to make, really.
Yeah. The thing is, what I need to go on about this car booters, right? I heard recently, well, not recently, I actually heard it first time last year. And I think people have seen it online or on the news, that they were on about car boot people earning quite substantial amounts, some of them. So when we were at the car boot on Sunday, I actually spoke to some people that I knew there, and they knew about it. So I know it's not just coming from us, it is general knowledge that what they're going to try and do. Now, this is what I've been told. Right, if you get a form, they'll be handed to you by the attendants at the car boot. You will be, when you pay your fee to go in, you will be issued with a form if you're a seller, not if you're a buyer, if you're a seller. You then have to fill that form out, giving all your details. How often do you go to car boots? And they only need average. They don't want full, oh, I go 12 times a month, you know what I mean? They don't want anything like that. They just want to know your average. And then what they're going to do, you will be issued with a card, like a credit card with a number. And every time you go to the car boots to sell, there will be an attendant there. When you hand over your money to go in, that attendant, and you will give you the machine, you swipe your card. That way they know where you are, when you are, and on average what you're going to be doing. Now, we know I've been to a car boot and sold hundreds and hundreds of times, and we've come away and sold absolutely nothing. We haven't even made the table payment. Do you know what I mean? It happens.
Yeah.
That's not going to bother them.
Yeah.
They're not interested. If you are a regular car boot seller earning a living, whether you're on the dole and earning a living to earn some extra cash, or whether you're an employed person earning some extra cash, it doesn't matter. They will take your average and they will add that to whatever income, whether it's the dole or employed, and they will see whether you owe them money. I mean, it's like, honest to God, you can't move.
Actually, it's not just really online then that they check, and they check in everywhere on that as well.
I don't know whether they will be able to do that, but that is what I've heard that they're going to do. That's the next step, because they know that in every country, especially in ours, we have so many car boot sellers, and they're earning. And I understand from a point of, a certain point what they're at, because it is extra income. A lot of people, there's some people earn a lot of money. I know a lot of people at car boots because we do them so often. I'm on about we buy from them so often. And you get chatting, you make friends, and they'll tell you a life story.
Yeah.
And some of them earn a bloody good living. They don't work all week because they don't need to. They can earn off that 2 days a week. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So is that like people that are regularly doing that, that go in there every
Yes. And these are the people that will be sought after by the governments, because it's income. Now, we all know that if you, I don't know, is 16 hours a week you're allowed if you're on the DHSS? No? Yeah. So
this is like 16 to 15 hours pending what are you on, but that's the usual hours that you're allowed.
Yeah. So what they'll do is, if you are on the DHSS, Social Security or whatever it is, I don't know what they call it today, and you do car boots every weekend, or 2 weekends out of the month, they'll add that up during the year, and if you've worked or earned more than what your entitlement is, to pay something to them.
And I mean, you're speaking about car boots, but they could be doing it to fairs. I mean, I've been to craft fairs before.
Yes.
And my friend does craft fairs, and she hasn't legally said that she is running a business. And the amount of money she earns is ridiculously loads. But she's not getting any taxes.
No.
She's not getting anything to cover for it. And that's why she can earn that much, because she hasn't got to pay for taxes.
I totally agree, because I know people who do them fairs, and I know that they're not legal. They do it for pin money. What?
They will eventually catch up with them, see? I mean, it's just a matter of time, really.
Yeah, I think it's... See, I've got to look at it from 2 points of view, because I have a lot of friends that do all of that sort of thing. Fairs, car boots and whatever. And so I've got 2 points. One point is, great if my friends can go out and earn a bit of cash because they're getting naff all by working full time, or they're getting naff all on the dole, and everybody needs a spare bit of cash these days. I mean, but then I look upon it as I'm a business person. And everything that you've got to have a business head. So I'm a seller, and the kind of things I sell, other people are selling, and it puts a knock-on effect to me. Do you know what I mean? And me and every other seller. So I'm not doing anything wrong. I have to look at it from both points of view. I have friends who do it, and I feel so sorry for them, because they're going to lose what little bit extra they earn by doing a car boot.
And the thing is, when you're a legal business, you run your business legally, everything's done by the book. But those people that are not doing it by the book, they are actually putting business like yourself out of the window, because they can't. they can sell their stuff for a lot cheaper because they're not paying taxes. They're not paying any charges to what they're selling.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from.
I just think it's really unfair. I'll read some of the comments out.
Yeah, sure.
And Elaine says, my stuff never sells, so I'm not going to be looked at. So it's not going to be looked at, Elaine says. Somebody says, awareness is important. Unfortunately, it's made available after an attack, sadly, but we need to be careful when online shopping.
Right, well, first of all, can I just answer that one? It's not just made aware after an attack. I was attacked last year. I was attacked the year before, and I was attacked the year before that. So this has only come about because I've just found out that more friends and how quickly it's spreading this, what the government's doing. You know, you've had a couple of problems. I know people that's got problems. I was investigated last year, so it's not just because of an attack. I haven't been attacked now. It's just that I'm realizing how fast it's growing, this thing with the government's you know, and Google, and you know what, it's shocking when I'm starting to see and hear of people getting jailed because, I mean, sometimes it's because they don't know what they can and can't do. Somebody just goes off and sells. They don't know that it's they can get into trouble for it. You know, I mean, when I was on Etsy, there was a lot of people on there just made an item and put it on Etsy to sell. But if they did that all year round, now and again, and they hit that target not realizing, if they didn't do it intentionally.
No. Some of the comments are still coming in for you, and somebody says, I just joined, what is going on with PayPal? That is what I use. What is car boots? I spell that right. Well, it's just information we're really saying, Niffy. It's just
does she mean what is a car boot?
Yeah,
oh well, a car boot's very similar to a flea market. If you're overseas, then you have like a flea market. We call them car boots. Cars and vans and trucks go up onto a field or onto some waste ground, park up, get the tables out, put everything out there on the tables to sell really cheap. Well, it used to be cheap. It's not cheap anymore. It's not cheap.
And somebody says, you guys scared me now. I order all kinds of things on the internet because I'm elderly and no transportation. So I use PayPal to pay for my orders. As I said, I am a crafter, but we're not.
There's no need to be scared about it. As you know, it's you are entitled as a buyer to ask if the seller is legal. So the other thing is buy from trusted people. No.
How to when you're buying things offline.
To buy from trusted.
Just to be aware of where your money's actually going and what option you're actually choosing when you're paying for PayPal. We're not actually saying don't use PayPal. That's not what.
No, I use PayPal. I love using PayPal. We're not frightening anybody. We're just letting you know, if you buy through friends and family, you are not covered if your parcel goes missing. So there's nothing to be frightened about, as long as you're aware of that.
So I'm going to read some of the comments out now for you, I think.
Yeah?
Somebody says awareness is important.
It is.
Somebody says, I hear you, but when I pay, it's from the app on my phone. When I go into the statement and click the plus sign, it tells me where the person is located, but not whether it's family or friends or not. It doesn't say whether it's family or friends. If it's a registered business, it won't come up to say that it's goods and sellers. You usually see family and friends if you're buying from, I hate to go back to it, but Facebook.
Yeah. I don't know how Facebook works at all. a bit oblivious to that. Colette's very up on her Facebook.
Somebody says, so we're just saying to be careful, and I think that's the main point, really,
yes,
isn't it?
that's all we're doing. I'm actually coming across to you to give you a warning about what's happening regarding sellers and PayPal people, right? Because they've clubbed together and they're working together to fish out all the people that are selling enough products, whatever you want to call them, to make extra money on top of their normal income. That's what we're saying. It's not actually about buyers, it's about sellers. You lot buying, you buy from wherever you want, however you want. Just be careful and remember that if you buy but through friends and family, you're not covered.
Yeah.
You might be through your bank, like Colette was, but you're not covered with PayPal. That's the only warning we can give you there. Yeah. But we're on about sellers who are selling, not about buyers.
No, and if somebody said, if you sell on eBay or Etsy, even if you're just doing it as a hobby, if you have a PayPal account, you use the payment, you need it as a business account.
You do need it as a business account.
Yeah, if it's like sort of continuously all the time, then yes, you do.
Yeah, if you're going on the internet and you're buying one item, and then you don't buy anything for a couple of weeks, and you go on and buy a couple of items next week, 2 weeks later, and then a month down the road you buy another item, you're fine. And you're a buyer, it doesn't matter. It's a seller. It's the sellers that's selling that once, and then maybe they might sell again in a couple of weeks, and then maybe they might sell again in a month later. They're fine. They can't. There's no point in registering it as a business. It's when you're continually selling day to day, week by week, month by month. People they're now contacting and telling them, PayPal are telling them you owe us money because you're doing it as friends and family and you're not registered as a business. And the tax people are jumping on the back because they're earning more than what they should. It's sellers, not buyers.
Yeah, and somebody has just put it, well, how are we thinking it? Sellers trying to avoid tax.
Yes.
So, somebody says, how do you know if you can trust buying online? I've bought from China a few times.
Right. I buy from China all the time. I buy from all over the globe. Wherever I can get a deal, I'll cut a deal. I bought from Asia. Anywhere. And I have to be quite honest. I have only ever had one problem from China. Only ever had one. And that was resolved because I was a business. I got my money back. But yeah. I buy from China, whatever.
Yeah, I do as well. Scared to buy from China. Somebody says, also, if you buy outside of eBay as a seller request, do you, as you're not covered by buyer? So, also ever buy outside of eBay if a seller request, you do as you're not covered by buyer protection.
Sorry, say that again.
I know. It says also, do you ever buy outside of eBay if a seller requests? You do as you're not covered by buyer protection.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, right. I was once asked that. It's like a seller on eBay. If they contact you via email and say, I've got this and that, don't do it. That would be my advice. Don't do it. I'm sorry. I would have to say no, because I do know somebody who actually was contacted by an eBay seller, and they said they could do them a deal and it didn't come off. And because they weren't a registered business and they were just buying for themselves, they actually lost a lot of money. Covered. So yeah.
Elaine's come on and she said, HMRC call it leveling the playing field for illegal sellers.
Say that again.
Elaine says HMRC call it leveling the playing field for the legal sellers.
Yeah.
That's what they call it.
Yeah, that's why they're doing it. And that's why we've just explained to you, as a legal business myself, when all this is going off with generals, you know, people who are selling and they're not legal, it does have a knock-on effect for a business, for a registered business. But we just need people to be aware. We're not bringing it to the table because of that. Because I have friends who sell, and I feel so sorry for them because they're scraping a living. They're on, you know, they've got full-time jobs, they're earning next to nothing, they find it hard to pay the rent, they're finding it hard to feed a family, and they've been living on the breadline for a long time, and they're trying to just get their heads above water, and it's bloody hard for them. So I feel for them. So it's not just about me, a seller, or other sellers. Nothing at all. You know.
Elaine says she's off to bed for early start tomorrow. She says good night.
Good night, sweetheart.
Somebody says you can also get banned from eBay if you're doing a side deal.
Yes.
Yes,
you can. You can. Yeah. The reason I'll tell you what as well. It goes with the Chinese people. Oh, what do they call it? China. If you buy from China, they do the same. From there. Because they do try and sell outside of the website.
And to be fair, I've had that situation before where I've seen something on eBay and it was on bid, and I was the only person on there, and the guy contacted me by email to ask me whether I wanted the items.
Yeah.
And I refused them blank because I did want them, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't going to buy them through an email.
No.
I was going to buy them through the proper channels, through eBay and PayPal, because if you buy it as through an email, you're not protected by anything. Anything could go wrong.
Well, and the fact that you're giving out your email address that they can use for other things.
Exactly.
That, you know, please, please, please do not give your details out to anyone. And I would say for look around. When I want to go buy off somebody, I do some research. I always go and see how long they've been online, what people say about the company. I always check them out, and it's the best thing to do it. When you're buying on Facebook and YouTube, because I can sell there, I can do a video like I did the other day with the kits from the kids, put them up. People have to send me their email address and their PayPal details. But I'm a trusted company. I'm a legal company. I'm a trusted company, and I sell to thousands yearly. You know what I mean? So people know who I am. So check out your people before you go ahead and splash your money about, because you can get some not so nice people.
And we're not saying every transaction is bad either. I mean,
not at all.
Really positive transactions through buying through eBay and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's all bad, but we're just saying to be careful when you're buying something, because not everybody is as honest and trustworthy as us. That's basically it.
But we weren't actually coming on about people buying. We were on about sellers. The title of the video is Tracking Sellers. It's to let sellers know, no matter who you are, what you sell, whether you sell ice cream or ship with sugar on, it doesn't matter. You are getting tracked. Everybody is. They're all watching everything you do. And the best way they could come about to do that is to get Google to get everybody's accounts joined up to it. And that way they can watch, because you all have one IP address. No matter how many times you apply for something, you've only got the one IP. And that's all they need. They tap that in and the information comes up.
And the thing is, when I started the video, I shared my experience with my friend. And when she got blocked from PayPal, she's not on the internet. She hasn't got Facebook, YouTube. She hasn't got any social media. The only thing she's got on the internet is PayPal. And for them to block her account because they could see she was using it all the time, and then write to her with a hefty bill, and that's just saying it all. You don't have to be on all these sites.
Yeah, she wasn't on social media.
No, nothing.
So, you know, the social media, what it says is social media, and everything you put up online, you're letting somebody else have that information. And even if you pretend that you're not running a business, even if you pretend that you are, sorry, I just want to get this right. I've just done that and I've put wrong stitch into Leo. Yeah, even if you're not a registered business, they will find out. It's as simple as that. So if you're going to be selling, go and do it legal, go and get yourself registered. It doesn't matter if you don't earn enough, as long as you are registered to sell. Because you see, a lot of people think, and they get the wrong impression, they think that, oh, I'm not going to register, I only sell a few bits and pieces, I don't earn enough to pay tax. It's not about tax. It's not about tax. If you are an unregistered person selling anything, if it's like a regular thing, then you should be registered. You must be registered, because you can get into trouble for not being registered. Go and look it up.
They're not going for they're not looking at just businesses, they're looking at everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone is getting watched.
Yeah.
So I know.
What exactly are you making? Sorry to go off topic.
What am I making? Well, it was. I'm just throwing beads onto a bit of felt at the moment. No, it was, and it will be when it's done. A ladybird. Did anybody tell me how many legs a ladybird has?
It has 6 to each side.
Has it? Can anybody confirm that?
Somebody says, how do you get registered then?
Right, what you have to do is you go on to, if you're in the UK, you must go on to the UK government site and you register there as a business. It doesn't matter if you're earning, you know, as long as it's a regular income, register. And that way you cover yourself. It don't matter if you're not earning enough to pay tax. You have to be a legal registered company to be selling.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have to fill in all the data that they give you, and you get a tax number that you can, you know, because everybody pays VAT on a lot of the things they buy. So you will be paying that. So if you did become a big seller eventually, you would be eligible for VAT. So then you'll be able to claim that back. So that's why you do have to be registered. Go onto the government's website for the UK and read up first about registering a business. It will tell you clear exactly what we've told you tonight.
Okay, and we've got some more comments. Somebody says, I'm not happy at all with those who are making a living and selling illegally when I have to pay via tax ID. Well, that's true, isn't it?
It is. And like I say, I've got lots of friends that I know that sell, but they don't sell enough to have a business.
Yeah.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah, and this lady's come on and she said, I sell maybe 2 soft toys every 3 to 4 months, and I went.
She's fine. She's fine.
Yeah.
You will not be classed as a business.
No, and we're talking like you're selling every day or every week. If it's like a regular thing, if the same amount come out your pig pallet, if it's just a regular occurrence.
Yeah, and that's what they're looking for, and they're the people they're contacting. So if you, like that lady said, what's her name? Has she got a name? She must have a name.
CK, I sell 2 soft toys every 3 to 4 months.
Right. Sweetheart, you don't need to register. If you go onto the government's website about being registered business, it will tell you. If you sell the odd thing here and there, it doesn't class you as a business. If you sell regular, every week or every day of every week of every month, you are classed as a business, and therefore you should be registered as a business. It doesn't matter if you don't earn enough to pay tax, you should still be registered. Sells, because if not, it's you they'll cop. And you must be registered with PayPal as a business. So anyone who's a legal registered business will register with PayPal the same. That way it covers you.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to do anything because you're registered. They just get registered you as a business. The fees don't change. All the fees stay the same whether you're a business or not. Apart from the fact that if you don't, what is it? If you pay by friends and family, they don't pay any fees.
No, if you pay for your friends and family, there isn't a charge.
Yeah.
But again, friends and family is. Would you lend your family a pair of earrings? Of course you would. It's your family. A pair of earrings. No, you wouldn't. So why would you pay by friends and family?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Somebody says, if you have a hobby and sell your bits you made to buy more shiny stuff to make for your hobby, is that a business? Just asking.
Right.
Many may want to know.
Right, as we've just said, if you make things to sell, or if you make things and then go ahead and sell them, unless you're doing it as a business, you don't need to register. If you're only selling one or two things every now and again, if you sell every day or every week on a regular basis, you're classed as a business. You do have to register.
Somebody says, I was under the impression that as soon as you sell one thing for profit, you should register.
No. No, go read the website. It tells you exactly what you need to do. If you're only selling the odd thing, you're not classed as a business. They can't make you register. It's if you're doing a regular thing for a regular income, and you are actually doing it as a business.
Put it this way, if I went to the car route every Saturday from now until forever, and I was selling every Saturday without fail, and I was gaining loads of profit, that would be classed as a business because I'm going there every Saturday.
You're doing it as a business.
I'm doing it as a business.
Yeah.
But if I'm going there every Saturday to browse around to look at things, I'm not a business.
No, you're a buyer.
Seller.
Yeah.
Customer.
But don't get it wrong though. Even if you go to the car boot to sell and you're thinking, oh, I've just got all this trash I want to sell. You know, I don't want to get going in the ground. I want somebody to buy it. It's always useful to somebody else. Like they say, if you earn over a certain amount or you do it regular, it is then classed, they class it as a business.
Somebody's asked, when would the limit be though? And again, that would be on the website.
It's on the website.
It'll say, somebody says, CK says, that's a good point. The things I have sold went straight into buying more supplies. I am definitely in the red log.
In the
red. She thinks she's in the red is becoming she's going to have to register something.
She only has to register it if she's actually earning, selling, like we've just said, regular. Daily, weekly, monthly. You know what I mean? Not once a month. That's not a business.
No. And I think CK said that she was selling toys every 3 to 4 months. That isn't a business. That's just...
No. The thing is she selling them just to... because it saves housing them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I make things and I sell the things I make. Because if I kept them, I'd have a house full of them. So I sell them on. But because I'm a business, I can sell them. The money doesn't go in my pocket. It goes back into the business. I wish the money went in my pocket.
So that's about it, really, for comments. Somebody says, they just come on, they said, I'm aware of a neighbour selling for over 15 years and has never paid any taxes. It's not fair to taxpayers. Robita, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, says that.
Roberta.
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 Yeah. No, it's not fair to taxpayers because they have to pay taxes. And
not all businesses have to pay taxes. I mean, small businesses, right? I'm allowed to earn, I think it's 12. My own personal income is about 12,000 a year, and then my business income before I go onto the register of VAT is 80,000 a year or something like that. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to earn a lot of money if you're a business. Just because you're a business doesn't mean to say you earn a lot. We've got small business. I'm a small business, right? Some people think that I just sell 1 or 2 items a week. No, I sell quite a lot a week, and therefore that's why I'm registered as a business. But it doesn't mean to say that I'm raking it in, because I don't charge enough like some shops. But some shops are selling and not legal, and it's unfair, really, from a business point of view.
Yeah. And somebody says you're allowed a hobby as long as you do not make a profit. The money made goes on your hobby, not an bought in Spain.
Well, that's what we're saying. That's exactly what we're saying. If you're making a profit on it, or if you're making money on the selling, then you're a business. You're not a hobby.
CK has just come back on and she says, yes, I use it as a hobby now because I'm disabled and can't get out. No, that's a hobby, that isn't a business.
That's fine. It's not a business. You don't need to be registered.
But we're just saying, I mean, the title of this video is Tracking Sellers, and we're just saying that everything you type on the internet is open to the government.
Yes.
They can go into it anytime they want to. They don't need your permission to go into it. They can go in there.
If I drop my page down and get the information up, is it possible I can do that? Or will it go off? Just tell me. I'm going to drop the page down. Can you still see me? Can you still see me? Oh, that's fine, because then I'll go get the video and I will read what it says. And this information is on the websites. Okay, let me just get this now. It's titled Governments. So I'm just going to read it to everybody, okay? And this information was taken from the legal, it says sellers beware, and that's how I've named it. So I'm going to put this up. It has come to my attention that folks selling here on YouTube, Facebook, and any other website needs to be aware of what the government is now up to. You just have to wait till it fades in and out so I can get the next one. Because I'm reading off the video I've done. They have realised that many folk are earning extra income from selling on Etsy, Facebook, and other websites, thus not declaring any of it to them. They don't care why you sell, they're just thinking of the income they are missing out on. Folks sell for different reasons, and many of shops, etc., that are not registered with the government. It's not just Google that can see everything you do on the internet. The Snoopers Charter, and that's what it's called, the Snoopers Charter, or the yeah, you know what I mean. I can never say it. Powers Bill, as it is formally known, has been passed by both houses of Parliament and is set to become law. Now, I took this information from a website I found, but I don't know if it's already become law. 48 public authorities can access the data, including police forces and all over the UK. And it's also the Secret Intelligence Service if they need to, right? GCHQ and the Home Office. Being aware of your online activity has never been more imperative. Under the new bill, security forces are given access to your internet history data when it is needed to help their investigations, and this data will be stored for a total of 12 months in order to utilise it. They are targeting anyone selling on all networks, and if you think by using private pages on Facebook will stop them, think again. They have access to it all. Hence why Google had you add in all your accounts to Google, including PayPal. They're catching all sellers. And if you're not a registered business and sell for pin money, you will be caught. That's only if you sell on a regular basis as a business. You're treating it as a business only, not just if you make something today and you sell it and then you don't make another thing for another month. Not them. You're okay. It's only if you're working as a business, treating it as a business and earning as a business. So please get registered and don't think it will never happen to you. And that's where, like I say, I then go on to say, I've already seen several folk having to shut up shop because they were caught, and it doesn't stop there. Monies you've made are being calculated and told you must pay back to the government, or PayPal it is, if you reach the threshold, or you could be heavily fined or jailed. They know when you started and if you're still selling. Don't hide it. They know exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, and how. One of my friends was jailed for 18 months because she was selling and she wasn't legal. And you don't get let out for good behaviour either. She had to serve her full sentence. Having a family won't matter to them neither. Like they say, you know what you're doing and there's no excuse.
Yeah.
Why am I bringing this to your attention? Because it's happening for real. And more folk are having to close down, and everything you do online is being recorded and followed by them. And by them, I mean, like we've said, PayPal are watching you, and they're watching you on behalf of the government, basically, because they're following everything you do. I've had them contact me for having a shop. They also contacted my bank manager to confirm, and accountants to confirm I was legal.
Somebody just said, I believe that to what you've just read. They believe it.
Oh, yeah. And yes, I was investigated too. They told me lots of info about my business that I thought was personal to me and me alone. Fortunately, I was and am legal and have nothing to hide. But I learnt a lot about what they are up to. Meaning these, you know, snoopers.
Yeah.
They had all details about my monies coming in and out of my PayPal account and my bank account, and that means my personal account as well as my business account. It wasn't anyone trying to be fraudulent and get my details. They knew everything about me, and I had to answer a lot of questions about my online business and income.
Somebody said, preach it, Fee. I very agree.
So please, if you are a business or selling anything, get it sorted and get legal. I can only warn you of what is happening now. Even if you sell at car boots, they are taking all earnings into account, no matter where they're from. If you don't believe me, look it up. So that was the video I've got to put up. Oh, sorry, I just finished this bit. All countries are doing it now. The governments can see how much money they are losing out on. And of course, they're picking on the lesser man, because they're the ones struggling. Right, I'm just going to go back on and get the page back up. So, you...
What do they say the threshold is?
If I remember rightly, it's 3,000 something for a seller, for it to become a business. That's a year, that's annually. But please, don't quote me on that. Please go along and look at the website, look at the government's website about being a seller and how much. And there are questions on there. They even give you the answer, the question and the answer to it. So it's like people have asked them the question, so they've included that on their website. Like somebody had put about, you know, when do you class it as a business, and they'll answer that. So the answers are there. Go along and look it up. I'll get the link and I will add it to this video so that you can run along about being a business and look that up.
Yeah, somebody said, oh my word, I can't believe people are questioning your business practices. That's really sad.
Well, that's what makes me think, sorry, that's what makes me think it was somebody who, I think at the time, because it happened when I was having all that crap. So it was either somebody that didn't registered, and reported me, and it got their ass wiped as well as their eye.
Yeah. CK has just said, it is getting scary now. The NHS have been hacked, and they are holding hundreds of thousands of people's medical records to ransom. My own doctor's surgery has been hit and can't access medical records. I hope it gets sorted soon, as I need important medication and repeat prescription in a week, and it is getting scary what people can do online.
Yeah, can I just make it clear as well? It's not just the NHS. Companies and big companies have been hacked, and they're, you know, it's happened a lot already. But the reason why you don't hear of it, and I do know this because I actually watched the program this morning, and they were saying the reason why you don't hear of these companies getting hacked, it's not just a new thing with the NHS, is because why would anybody advertise that they're getting hacked? Because you wouldn't go to that person and buy anything if they advertised it, would you? So it's you know, it's all, you know. I mean, I would say if I had a problem, I'd be saying, oh, blah blah, this is what's happening, that's what's happening. I'd be honest and say it, but I'm just a oddball. Am I an oddball? I'm just too honest.
You're
I'm bloody techno.
Connecting to little teddies ain't profit, it's a hobby. To CK, and she said she was making teddies every 2 to 3 months. And then Whispers from the Past says, CK, I can keep a copy from my Physigan of every exam, practice and tests. And then the comments go on and say they're jealous that they're doing, the people are jealous that you're doing so well.
Well, it's a known fact that people get jealous and they do all sorts. The sad thing about it is, you know, it's hard enough, like I said before, to run a business, but to have somebody go along and say, oh, don't, not doing this, you're not legal, blah, 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 and all that crap, and then get investigated is stressful. And I don't know if people remember last year, I went through a patch where I was basically quietish. I had a lot on my mind, not that I was doing anything, because I wasn't, but it was the thought of it, the mere thought that somebody had done that.
Yeah.
Just to be a bitch.
Yeah.
And we all know who the group was at the time, so whatever.
Comment says, I was in the RAF for 18 years, so it drives me nuts being stuck in. I think they go on about being disabled and being stuck in. Somebody says, no, you aren't an oddball, see, you're just honest. Somebody says, some people cannot stand to see someone be doing so well, like crabs in a bucket. They try to bring you down to make themselves feel better about their lacking.
Well, all I can say is I'm still here, folks. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, it's bad when somebody gets their husband to join in and start slagging me off doing a video how I do flowers and whatever. I thought that was hilarious. Do you know what? That was up a year before I found out about it. That just showed you how important it was. And it just shows you how far they'll go.
Yeah.
God, she's just returned as well, her.
Somebody says, Neil Jones here, I'm going for my Open 13th nipple buzzing removed and I'm very scared.
I've had it done. I've had it done.
Yeah. You'll feel a lot better, trust me.
I'll tell you now, you will feel tons better. You just have to be careful afterwards what you eat. You do have to be careful.
And you're not allowed to lift.
No. No, but it's not just about the food after you've had the op. You have to continue. I had mine done, is it 3-4 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago, I can't remember. And I'm still having to be careful what I eat. I can't eat what I used to eat.
No, neither can I. I had mine done, I think, a year and a half. And once it was out, I felt so much better for it. Somebody says, how pathetic what we're talking about, but people speaking about you feeling.
Sorry?
They obviously haven't got anything better to do if they're talking about you and acting the way they do.
Well, do you know what makes me laugh? Do you know what makes me laugh, though? They still come on and watch. They still come on and watch. Well, we had my old favourite back the other day having a go.
Well, they just got nothing better to do with their lives, obviously. There's nothing in their lives to fill in except watching you.
Well, my old favourite was back having a go. It makes me laugh. She must have been sat watching my videos and then turned round and has a go.
Somebody says, can't wait for you and Jules to go on another day trip. I feel like you're taking me along. I live in the States and I hope to come to the UK someday.
Well, I'm really upset about Jules. I'm really, really upset about her. Hang on, let me thread this bloody needle because it takes a lot for me to thread the needle. Can't always get the bullseye straight away. Wait a minute.
So you thread the needle. Somebody says, all you're saying is people earning income to live off are the ones who need to be registered. Or one or two. Little bits to buy a bit of hot happy meal into business. And then she said, CK, you're okay. Somebody's asking, can you not block the people that are mean to you?
Which ones?
Somebody's...
Yeah, is she on about the one that I said had come back, my old favourite?
Yeah, she's on about that.
Oh, I keep blocking them, but do you know what? It makes me laugh that somehow they do another, what do you call it, page and then come back again.
Somebody says, Dreamcraft Angel, I will have to put you in my prayers that everything goes well for you all. We'll be thinking of you on my feet for all the
We certainly will. Hang on, I think I've threaded my needle. I've threaded it with 2 threads. Look at that. Die, you bugger. Right, now I'm going to get silly. Do you know, the more the night goes on, the less I can see. The eye in the needle is getting smaller. I'm sure it is. I had one of them needle threaders.
That's what you need to get, those things.
I had one of the needle threaders, and guess what happened?
Oh,
the metal bit fell off. No, the metal bit fell off.
Somebody says, I was in Heathrow on a long layover, but wasn't allowed to explore London because of the site security at that time. CK says it says more about them and their sad little lives than it says about you three, if they still come on to you and watch.
Well, ladies and gents, all I can say is...
Why are you upset with Jules episode? Everybody's asking.
Why, because that bugger's going away to America on Tuesday for 4 weeks and leaving me. 4 bloody weeks she's going. It's the last time to say to her.
Oh,
You're rubbing it in, isn't she? Why didn't she phone me and just say to her? Wouldn't have been so bad. She went, oh, don't worry, time will pass. When I said, oh, I'll miss you though, Jules, and she never said no. And I went, excuse me, I did say I'll miss you there, Jules. And she went, yeah, I know, I heard you. I said, you're supposed to say, I'll miss you, Fee. And she went, well, I won't. I just called her bitch.
Somebody says, well, I've got to go. Got a lot to do before bedtime. Love to all. Thank you, Fee and Country Creation. On Country Creations. It's Colette, everybody. My name is Colette.
I did introduce you.
Say type it in, but never mind. Fee's great. She says it as it is, and I respect that. Hi, Fee. I've been a victim of online bullying on YouTube, and it really knocked my confidence. How do you get past the hate?
Right, listen, I didn't really want to approach that subject because I am drama free. We don't have any crap on mine. First sign of it gets deleted, they get blocked, done, finished, gone. It's as simple as that. If you get any trouble from anybody, just delete, block, disappear. That's what I do now. You know, of course I get messages through that nobody sees because if they're blocked, they still can write to me. And I get loads of hate mail, and I just go, whatever, whatever, whatever.
They're just a person behind the keyboard. They're not, they're not a family member. They're not one of your closest friends. And it is sometimes hard when you are bullied online.
It is, and especially if you're not used to it.
Yeah, I've been there, worn a t-shirt, and it's not nice. It does lower your confidence. But what I did is I've got online bullying on Facebook, and I came out of Facebook, and I didn't go on there for months on end. I continued to watch videos I wanted to watch on YouTube, and that's all I did.
Oh.
When I actually went back on, I felt so much better and relieved. And that's the advice I would give, really, is come away from that situation.
Yeah, well, you've been a victim as well. I think that went through when I pulled it back out the hole. Sorry, I was doing that about screwing the neck of this bloody needle. By the time I finished and getting it thread, there'll be not left at thread. I've got every, look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, do you know what? I look at it like this. If you see any bullying online or any nastiness whatsoever, you'll know who to avoid. Simple as. You don't go near them. Go to a channel that doesn't have it. There's lots of them. Look how short that is now. Bloody hell. It's not worth doing, is it? I'll touch that subject another day. I don't actually want to talk about that because right now, it was important that we brought the information to you and to let you know where to go for you to read upon it fully, and to let you know also that it is important information and it is happening. I know some people go, oh yeah, whatever, she's on one, blah blah. Now, I'm not at the moment being bullied. I'm not at the moment in some slanging match with anybody. I haven't had any trouble since the last year. So it's not because somebody's done something to me that I've now decided to speak. Just that I'm beginning to be aware of it more and more, and that is all. Yeah. And I think people need to know.
Somebody says, Fiona, when I have a hard time threading my needle, I dip the tip in a drop of glue, rub it, and take a moment to dry. Then the tip is stiff enough to go through the eye.
Well, I would if it was, yeah, I would if it was that needle. But this is a needle with no eye. Well, it looks like there's no eye because I can't bloody see it. So, but thank you very much for your tip. I will consider that when I'm using that other needle. This is a beading needle, and it's so thin that you can't tell there's an eye there. So it's a hit and miss with it. I would be sewing under a what do you call it, a microscope, but I can't at the moment doing it the way I'm doing it.
Some of the comments said, somebody said can't be asked for the drama. That's true.
I'm not interested in drama, can never have been, and everybody who knows me knows I don't stand for it.
They all comments is just saying, you know, drama, somebody said. That's true.
Yeah. No, I want to have fun. I want to create. I want to interact with other people that are like-minded. That's just me. I like a laugh more than anything else. I'm going to put another bead on, I think. I tell you what I do for newbies. If there's any newbies listening in, let's just be honest about it.
There are newbies on the chat.
Well, welcome to all the newbies. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I didn't know until Colette told me. What I'm going to say is, on my channel and on my Facebook page, I don't allow anybody advertising for other people or themselves. I don't do that. If I want to advertise for someone, I will do that. So that's just being respectful. But this is for the newbies. You get stuck and you want to ask a question, you can write it down on a comment, or on YouTube or on Facebook. And if I don't answer it, the girls and the guys will, if they can. I allow that. I let them. It's not that I let them. I encourage people to join in, and it's lovely because I also have had people say, I hope you don't mind. Well, of course I don't mind. As long as you're not giving information where to buy, you know, loads of other lace and whatever, I don't mind at all. I encourage people to interact on my channels. It's a friendly place. Of course, I have a store, which if you don't know where it is, it is. Are you going to write it down for them, missus? I can't do it my end. Cheers, my dears. Cheers. No, it's not bossy.
Come on then.
Get on with it. I'm only kidding. No, God, I would rather have a laugh. I tell you what, you newbies, if you want a laugh, go to my homepage on YouTube, go into the file that says funny videos and watch them. You will. We've had some real moments, haven't we? Real funny moments.
It's a nice panel. And somebody says, I've got what is called a dome needle for 4 to 5 inches long, and they are very thin, and the eye is halfway down the shaft, and they can bend to walk back. And I do have a question.
Yeah.
He says, why you went from Etsy to Zibet?
Because Etsy was charging, how much do they charge me? You get charged no matter what site you're on, but Etsy charged me for all my sales nearly £6,000 a year. That's my own website. I built my own website so that I didn't have that fee to pay. But in order for me to have my own Jennings644 boutique, I had to obviously buy that 2-year lease. I think it was 2 year. Yeah, it was a 2-year lease, which cost me $500 because it was an American site. Unfortunately for me, well, the difference between $500 for 2 years and $6,000 per year, what Etsy charge, is a massive difference. But then, unfortunately, I finished with the Jennings644 boutique that I built because people were not getting, when they were ordering something, it wasn't counting down. So when I sold out of something, we're having 1,600 items on there, which is, you know, it's a full-time job just tracking them. It wasn't showing that they were sold, and so people's orders were, we would have to say sold out, or we'll send on when it arrives in. So that was getting too annoying. And Zibit, and their fee is $10.35 a month. So it, you know, yeah, $10.35 a month. Yeah, I can pay that. It was cheap enough for me, and that's why I did it. So yeah, I know a lot of people think I left for whatever reason. No, I didn't. I, you know, I'd had enough. I wasn't paying them 6,000 grand, and it was pounds that I was paying, not dollars. Jesus. Yeah, but that didn't mean to say that I was rolling in it, because I wasn't. I have a lot of overheads. People forget that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I've got 5 people work for me. You've got insurance to pay, tax to pay, you've got all, you know, national insurance to pay, you've got business premises to pay for. I don't charge, you know. I'm going to put my prices up. How's that?
Somebody says, one other hint for the needle fee. There is a right side and a wrong side of the needle.
I've been a sewer all my life and I never knew that. Oh, I'm going to have a look at that now. How do you know what's the right and wrong side then?
I don't know.
Let me look at my big one. Is there? Oh, do you know what? Out comes the spyglass, because I didn't know that.
I didn't. Somebody says, thank you for the answer. Do you still get the same level of sales through your Zibit store?
We know our sales dropped a little bit, only because people, when I had both stores, of course, we had 2 stores going, so it's bound to be more. But not everybody who looked, right, I'll have to explain it this way, right. I had Zibit and I had my own private store. My own private store was the one that worked better because it's open to the internet. I'm not sure how you can say it. How can you put it? Worldwide.
When you type in Jennings Craft Boutique into Google, it automatically comes up.
Yeah, it's so like if somebody was looking for lace, they'd type lace, and mine would come up because it was popular. It'd come up immediately. But what I'm saying is, because it was my own private site, it was open to the worldwide net. Zibbit isn't actually well known, so it's getting there and building back up because more and more people are finding out where we are. Even though I did put on the private site that I had, Jennings Crafts Boutique, I put down where we were, that the new site was Zibbit, and put the address there. But I only had 5 days to do that. My site was shut down when I finished. So then it was just Zibbit. So, but it is slowly but surely, by word of mouth and by people finding it, that we are there. So that's it. You know, that's all I can say about that. It does take time. If there'd have been if I'd have been allowed to keep my Jennings Crafts Boutique one, not if I'd have been allowed, it was up to me how long I kept it. If I would have kept it open, but nothing on it for sale, then people would have found me quicker. So it's word of mouth. So come on, you lot, start letting everybody know where we are.
What somebody's asking, what host do you use for your website?
Well, I use Zibbit. I use Zibbit. Is that what I don't look on? No techno, no.
I'm completely lost on that one, so I can't answer it.
Somebody explain to me what they mean. What host?
I don't know what host. What does host mean? Does it mean word of mouth? Does it mean how you find the website? I don't know.
I thought the host was the address that I used.
What host do you use for your website?
Well, my private one was webs. Oh God, what was it called? Webs.com. webs.com. That's the one I had that was private. Now I use Zibbit. I don't know who runs that one. Zibbit, if that's what you mean.
I haven't got it here.
No.
Somebody says, well, Freeside's going to get big now, ladies and gents. Somebody said, Free, you are the best. I swear to God, I have never come across someone as amazing as you. May God grant you all the wishes. You're the best of the best.
Wang, wang, wang. Edge growing, edge growing, edge growing. Whatever.
I did say.
Listen, I'm not that type of person. I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm not. But thank you very much for your kind comments. Much appreciated.
She's not the best.
I'm not what?
She's not the best.
I'm not what?
You're not the best. Your egg's growing.
No, but I tell you what, I've got to say it. I love saying it because I am so proud of my company. Let's put it that way. Not me, my company. We did win. We did win. Best online store 2 years running. Best shabby chic. And what was the other one? Best what? Oh, best online tutorials on YouTube. Yes. There you go. So that's my name to fame. Fame to name. What do you call it?
I don't know. Is it name to fame?
Name to fame, I think it is. We did win. I was thrilled to bloody bits. Do you know what makes me laugh?
What?
I am all for having a laugh. I love to have fun. I can't stand aggravation of bloody grief. And people, I think sometimes I might be a bit abrupt in the way I talk, but it's the way I am. I'm a very straightforward person. I don't pull any punches. I don't bear any malice. Well, I do to some assholes, but there you go. Only if they do wrong to me. And I think sometimes they think I'm a soft touch. Meet me in a dark alley.
Yeah.
Dark alley, see if I'm a soft touch then. Actually, I don't need a dark alley. Just meet me in an alley.
Paddy Wood says, good morning, sweet Fiona from New Zealand.
Good morning, New Zealand.
I simply adore your channel and you have given me so many ideas. Keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
I love you, Paddy.
Thank you so much.
Somebody else says, yes, please, your tutorials are great and I love play somebody as well. Some people are so boring on their tutorials and you could fall asleep alone.
I almost have. Oh, that's bad, isn't it? No. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. My head doesn't swell, I have to tell you. I'm too bloody down to earth and common for that. As my mother would say, you're common as cart muck, lass.
Draw you down to a T then, haven't we?
My mother, my late mother, yeah. Do you know what? I've done this and it's got holes in it. No, that's where black beads are gonna go. I don't. Yeah, I'm just threading beads and sticking them on a piece of felt. Well.
You are so naughty. I love it. You two are so funny. What we try to do?
Yeah, do you know what? I just like to have fun, have a laugh. Why not? You only live once. Gee.
Somebody says seems like they bully a person so much they leave YouTube. So they got what they wanted. One person who left, I missed her tutorials were great and I learned a lot. Somebody else says, I always watch you, but this is my very first live one. I'm so excited.
Oh, bless you.
We can't see the... Do you want to explain about the chat, about how you can't see the messages?
Well, the thing is, I don't know how to get the messages onto... Well, I wouldn't even be able to read them anyway because I can't craft, talk and do that. I mean, I know I'm good, but I'm not... I'm kidding. I can't read them as well as do this. I'd never get no done. Besides, look at me. Oh, look, I've done it. Yay! Needle. Well, for all the newbies, and I know we've got many newbies, for all the newbies, we do have, I think it's around about 5,000 videos. And I know people go, oh, she's telling us again. Well, I am, because newbies won't know, will they? Come on. We have about 5,000 videos. I don't like shape of this. It doesn't look right. I'm just going to sew beads on a piece of felt. I'm very content because I bet you 10 to 1 I can make it into summer. I will do when I've got my beads on. Right, I've got to find black beads now. I don't want to do any more red ones.
Make something oriented.
Well, give me a chance to finish beading it. I've got to. I tell you what, I've got some really, really tiny beads. Shall I use? Oh, look at these. No, I don't like them. Let me just find my little black ones.
Wendy says, I love your channel and you're following on your tips.
You're following on me what?
I love your channel and you're following you on your trips. It gives me a chance to see England. P.S. I found out that my father comes from Leeds.
Ooh, what's your father called? Is it my father? I'm only kidding. Look. What? You're going to have to just excuse me. If I get in a giddy mood, I'll say all sorts of daft. I don't mean any offence to anybody at all, ever.
Just laugh.
I love having a laugh. Oh, look, I found my beads. I found my beads. Oh, God. Shut up, you. My God. Oh, these aren't black, they're blue. Does it matter if my ladybug bug... Oh, my ladybug's got a blue head?
Well, no, you said you were going to make something out there.
Well, do you know what? It's got a blue head now. Well, it will have when I've done. I don't mind at all. Do you know what? I wonder if it might be better off doing that.
Said, gosh, I can't shut up. I love your trips as well. It feels as though I'm in the car with you. They are friendly.
Hey, I'll tell you something. You won't want to be in car with us when Julie's driving. Gee. Yeah, I'm going to miss my little jaunts with her. Mind you, I did say to her, oh, no matter. As soon as you've gone, you'll be back again. It'll go that quick.
And what did she say?
Shut up. I just have to annoy her. I'm going to ring her, not tomorrow. I'll wait till, I think she goes on in 10 o'clock. So I'm going to ring her and pretend to be from the airport and tell her the plane's been delayed.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
You see, I can talk with different voices and then she wouldn't even know it was me. I'll ring her up and tell her, your plane has been delayed. I don't care. We'll make her so. She'll be that tired. She'll get up and she'll go, oh, Gary, my plane's been delayed. I've just had a phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what makes it funnier though? She'll actually believe you.
I know, because she's that. I was going to fish. I can't say that to her. I can't say that to her, can I? Honest to God, though, sometimes we're like two peas in a pod. What? She calls me thick. Listen, when you've known somebody as long as I've known her, she makes me laugh. I just remember the day she walked onto the bus and I thought, oh my God. And I never for 1 minute thought we'd ever become friends. Looked so frigging posh, and I was thinking she won't like the work we're doing. Because we worked at Dennis Fisher Toys in Wetherby, making, you know, kids' toys. Like, I don't know if you remember it, the Hulk. Do you remember the Stretch Man, the Hulk?
Yes.
And Nookie the Bear?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm thinking she got on, she had a bloody cream mac on, her hair all quiffed up and everything. And I'm thinking, Jesus.
What's that trip where you went on and you called that something Marble? Miss Marble you called
Oh,
her.
Miss Marple. That's when we went to Scotland, didn't we? And called her Miss Marple.
That's so funny. If anybody's ever watched that, never watched it, go and watch it. It's so funny. It's on fees.
We went to Edinburgh. Just look for Edinburgh. Just put Edinburgh in the YouTube, Jennings644 Edinburgh, and watch that video. And that was so bloody funny. I won't mind afterwards when I'd done video and I showed her it. She was laughing. She said, "Oh, that was brilliant, that Fiona." And I went, "Oh yeah." And so she went, "That were really spitting image of you." Freaking smacked her. Because I were baby Jane.
I know. Somebody says, I love to watch Fiona too. She is straight up, shooter, fun, never boring, what a cracker. Watching video live shows always makes me smile.
Was it a cracker or a cracker? A crapper?
Thinking a bit of both. No, it was cracker.
Don't get me going. Hey, you know what? You know what? You know that time I told you about me going to shops and leaving Ray behind?
Oh, yeah.
I nearly did it again the other day.
Oh, you didn't.
I did. Well, I forget I go with him, don't I? I won't mind, he texts me in car and I go home on bus. Honest. I was absolutely. I come out of the thingy and I'm thinking, what am I doing? Where am I going? Oh, I'll get bus home. And then I'm walking down towards bus and I'm going, I can with someone. Who car stood outside in Tesco's car park. I had to go back in and then I looked for him and he was upstairs again. Well, I can't help it. Bloody hell.
Your wife, I don't know. She's got back home on the bus.
I did though, didn't I? You don't know. I actually did. I went to Tesco's shopping in the car with Raymond. And he went upstairs, I went downstairs. I was there, good hour on my own. And then when I went to the cash point, paid for everything, packed everything, Went outside, went and stood by the bus stop, got on the bus, and then halfway home, phone went. Where are you? Halfway home, I won't be long. He went, why, you want bus? I went, yeah. He went, well, I'm still at Tesco. He went, I'm still at Tesco's. So what are you doing at Tesco's? He said, I took you. I said, I'll see you when you get home. When he got in, he said, he just put phone, well, I put phone down on him. When he got in, he says to me, he says, why did you go home on bus? I said, but I thought I'd gone on bus. He couldn't remember. I said, oh, I couldn't remember. I got too tied up with what I was doing. Why? What were you doing for an hour upstairs? I'm looking at electrical stuff. Oh, well.
Oh, gosh. Somebody says, I watch so many of your videos. My cat's Jack and Co. He knows his voice more than mine.
Oh, did you ever see? Oh, what's her name? Gail. Oh God, what was her name? Gail. She, Lucky, when he was a pup, you know, when I first had him that first year, there's a video where Lucky sits watching Gail. Now, Gail, a happy stamper.
Right, okay.
If you watch that video, I put a video up of it, and he's sat there on my chair, on my swivel chair, with his head going side to side, listening to it. Every time I watched the video, he used to come in and try and get on my knee. Well, he got too big, so he had to sit on my chair. And he would sit and watch Gail, a happy stamper. He loved her.
Oh, my days.
Yeah, absolutely loved her. One day.
He's so bright, though.
Yeah.
Tell everybody opens the door. Jennings here.
Yeah. Well, they've got videos up. They've got their own channel of my dogs. I haven't put anything up for ages, but you can go and watch them. They were when they were puppies in the cage. That was so funny because Lucky learned how I put a piece of a cord on the gate of their what do you call cage, and Lucky used to wait for Joey to go in, then he'd go in and pull the door shut. But he also learned to lock Joey in there by pulling the thing across. So when he was fed up of him, his brother, he used to encourage him to go in and then shut him in. They're too big for the cage now. They don't have it. Do you know the 5 this month, this year?
Oh my days.
Yeah.
5.
5-year-old this year.
These dogs are, what are they called? They're sheepdogs.
Border collies, and they're black and white border collies, but they are absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Raymond can't train him. He's useless.
Somebody says, no one is ever bored with you. I love your sense of humour. And they say the English have a dry sense of humour. Always stay the way you are.
Oh, I don't intend to change, lovey. I'd forget myself if I did. No, I'm, as you see me, that's how I am. I'm sorry, I can't change for anybody. I won't change for anybody. Did I ever tell you what I did to Raymond when we first got together? Well, I don't mean anything like that. I'm just... No. I always remember first time I ever did any ironing for him. Shut up, you. And I was shirt, you know, ironing his shirt, and it was the first time I'd ever done it, and I could see he was kind of like apprehensive watching me iron his shirt. So I'm doing this sleeve, and my mother taught me how to iron a sleeve, and I thought I'll do it how she's taught me, you know. And then next minute he went, can you just move the crease a bit? And I looked at him, I put the iron down, and I said, what's wrong with the sleeve? And he went, Well, and I went, it's not right, is it? It's not how you like it. And he went, well, no, to be honest. And I went, right, there's the iron. Do it yourself. I've never ironed anything for him ever since.
Oh my days, babe.
No, I mean it. Well, no need to be insulting to me. See, now when I want anything doing, right, or now when I just go, will you? And he go, yeah, okay, because he dare say no else. See, always get them where you want them in the beginning.
Where he uses his wife in Tesco's. His wife doesn't iron his shirt. You're a brilliant wife, tell you what, Fee.
Listen, you, we've been married for 30 years, just about. You get less for murder. You do though, don't you? You get less for murder, Jesus. Back. Very.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very, very.
Yeah, it's like chalk and cheese. I do. Mind you, probably tell you why he doesn't talk.
Perhaps he can't get a word in edgeways. You don't know about these things, you know?
I don't know. Well, maybe it's that. I don't know. He's never said. I don't think he did, actually.
No, that's exactly what I told my husband. You know, if you want something done right, do it yourself, right?
That's right. Listen, nobody is going to tell me I did it wrong. I was taught how to iron by my mother. And I know she did it okay. He just was pinicky, fussy and all that crap. And I knew then we'd have a life of niceness.
Well, let's see how many people are watching.
I've got 53.
53 people.
Well, they've all gone. There were 70 before, but I think they've got a bit fed up when we get talking about certain things.
Well, you've got to be honest about these things.
Well, you know what? We're only having a blooming laugh.
I know.
We brought the information to the table. People can do with it what they like.
Somebody's just come into the live video and they've said, hi Fihan, I finally made it to the live video, yay. And that was handmade by Diana.
Oh, hi Diana. Is she Australia? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Handmade by Diana. Isn't it Diana that sent me those books that time? Those crafting books.
Yeah, I think so.
Hi Diana, nice to see you. To see you. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who said that? Bruce Thingamabob.
Bruce
Forsyth.
Oh, I don't.
Bruce Forsyth. It's nice to see you. To see you. Nice. What was I going to say? Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to fill this. Well, what's supposed to be a black head. Not a black head, but a black head with blue beads. How's that?
Yes,
yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. You know when Julie comes back, do you know what we're doing next? That'll be a trip anyway. We're going to go down south. I think it's down Portsmouth way. We're going to go from Friday till Monday. Well, we might go longer actually because neither one of us have any ties. But we're going to go for a few days. We're going to antique shops. How's that?
Oh, wow. You'll
Yeah.
enjoy that.
Yeah, I will. I love antiques.
Oh, me too.
I married one.
I love all the old.
Well, I did.
Oh, yeah, handmade by Dana. Yeah, it is the right person they were thinking of.
Thank you, sweetie.
Madly to you.
Hi. We just kind of like you have to watch this playback because to see what we've talked about, because we've been talking, like we say, about tracking sellers, and it's not us tracking people, it's the government tracking and PayPal tracking sellers. But we've had a really deep discussion about it, and we've brought to the table as much information as we can. Go to your websites, your local government websites, and find out what they're up to.
Yeah. Somebody says, I'm here too. I'm happy to find a live vid. My phone alerted me, thankfully. Thanks for all you do. Love your channel. Well, that was one thing you was going to say about the bell next to your...
Yes, right. If you click on one of my videos on YouTube, at the top right-hand page, you will see a bell. I think we've all got a bell, those that do videos. Right, if you click that bell, yeah, every time I upload a video, so you will get notification. Because some people say, well, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's under, as you're watching free now, it's under Jennings644, it says subscribe, and there's like a little bell next to subscribe. If you click that, every time free, it's a live video or any sort of video, you'll get a notification to say that videos are going up.
Yeah. You will, you will, you will. I'm just filling my gaps in.
I can't channel for you to make something of whatever she's doing.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks more like a tulip. Look, tulip. I might change it into a tulip now. But what, you know, like a little tulip patch.
Sure your eyes are not going funny?
No, they've already gone funny. Why? I don't even know where I am. What?
Carolina, girls need to stick together.
Yeah, we sure do. Get some backlash now. I'm always bringing news to the table because most people don't even look at it.
And the thing is, if you personally don't know about it and you haven't been told it, then you might get stung like I did.
Yeah.
She knows of, you know?
Yeah, you do have to be extremely careful. Yeah. I'm going to make this a flower, actually. Stop that. We're going to turn this into a beautiful flower. I find beading or anything like this, sewing, so therapeutic. Yeah. Well, I've got to see my beloved granddaughter tomorrow. She is so funny. Baby brother's due this in the next 2 weeks.
Somebody did ask right at the very start, what kits are coming out and where can they buy the new kits?
Right, I've got a video out with the new kits on. They're Jamie Lee's and Billy May's day kit. If you want to go and have a look, you need to order it on the video itself. I was going to put them on my store, but I've decided just to sell them on the channel. So I know some have gone, but just go and order them from there, which is, let me just see. I can drop that down now and tell you what.
At the end of the video.
What?
The website is directly under this video.
Yeah, you will find the website for my store or for the YouTube channel. It's directly beneath all the videos I do.
It's directly underneath the video. I can't type it in because it won't allow me to type in website.
Right, hang on a minute.
this video.
Right, the new kits then you can find on YouTube under Jennings644, and they are called Jamie Lee and Billy May's Kits of the Day. They're the newest ones. But otherwise, go to the YouTube channel. Let me just see if I can type it in. I should be able to. I can't, no, because you can't see any comments, can you? Don't know how to get comments up.
No. It's directly underneath the video. If you look underneath the video, you'll see it.
Jennings, yeah.
Somebody, you said that you were changing that into a tulip. Somebody said, no, I love the ladybug.
The lady, well, I don't think I've like, well, let's see. Oh, let's just see. We'll try it. I can always change it. Bloody hell, my eyesight's getting worse. These beads are getting smaller. They do. They look like they're getting smaller. It's just me, innit? What was I going to say? Now I've got the frame down, which I'm going to do. You know that scarf I bought yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got this to show people, yeah. Well, the scarf I bought yesterday, it's already got some embroidery on it. So I'm going to go over that embroidery and use a piece of that for my project. But this is that shibori silk cane.
I love that.
It's just gorgeous. Look at it. So I'm going to be doing a shibori necklace from that. I'll tell you what, Colette. I shall make you a shibori bib. How's that?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, just don't spill your dinner on it. A necklace bib, I mean, your nana.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.
Somebody says true fans can pull that off.
What off?
I'm going to.
What do they mean? What do you mean you can pull that off? What?
While I'm waiting for that comment to come through, somebody said, I call one of my granddaughter my little love bug based on a ladybug.
Oh, how sweet.
That's cute.
Yeah. I've got to find a name for my granddaughter yet. I mean, I know what her name is, Bobby Joe, but she is so comical. She's got such a wit about her. And she knows she's funny.
Really?
Yes.
She is funny though, Bobby Joe. I think you need to film her.
I did film her.
Oh,
I'm going to play this film. Hang on. I'm going to show you the story of what my granddaughter did. Wait a minute. Camera. Let me find the right video. I'll have to show you this video of my granddaughter. She was hysterical. Oh, here it is. Hopefully you can see it. Can you see it?
What did Jack do to you, Bobby?
No, wait a minute. Tell Nana what Jack did to you. Look, talk to the camera. Did Jack pushed you? Tell Nana what Jack did. Which way around? Then let me do it again. This is her telling me that Jack pushed her down the stairs, and she told the story. What did Jack do to you, Bobby? No, wait a minute. Tell Nana what Jack did to you. Look, talk to the camera. Did Jack pushed you? Tell Nana what Jack did. He pushed you down the stairs. She's saying that Jack pushed her down the stairs and she'd gone, I love my mummy. So that's 2-year-old girl doing actions. How's that? She is so bloody funny. She's hysterical.
She is.
I couldn't believe she was doing actions.
But it's not every time she told the story whenever she did this. Yeah.
She did exact same thing. Yeah, when she was telling the story. Yeah. So funny.
Somebody says feed on ever change is such a joy. Somebody says my other granddaughter is called Diva.
Diva. Love it. You know what? Before they had her, because they'd already had 2 girls, RJ, Emily and Billy May, you don't expect, I don't know what you expect, you know, when they're going to have another girl, because they're 10 years between her and the youngest. And I'm thinking, you know, what kind of a girl, when they found out they were having a girl, what kind of a child is it going to be? And you just don't imagine it. And she's come out, she's just, I could squeeze her. I know a lot of grandmothers could say that, but I could. She's sharp as a button, as my mother would say. She's got amazing memory for a 2-year-old.
What they call it, a photographic memory.
She has got a photographic memory. And she's very, very quick-witted. But you see, my grandmother was very quick-witted. I've got a good sense of humour. I can be quick-witted. I have to be, when I'm in the mood, I can. And my son was exactly the same. My son was very, very funny. Well, he is very funny. He's got an amazing sense of humour. I'm not going to tell him that because he'll get big-headed.
She's going to be so funny doing nativity plays.
Oh my God, she's going to be one of those that won't do it properly.
Yeah.
I hope she doesn't stand there back row picking her nose, front row picking her nose. You always get one, don't you?
Yeah, and she'll want the biggest part. My turn. I can just imagine her saying it.
I don't know, you know, because she's not like that. That ain't what she's like. She's quite, she shares everything and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what I mean is, I didn't mean like take over. What I meant was, she'll want to say her bit.
Oh, yeah, too right.
Yeah.
She's hysterical. I just don't hope they don't give her a serious part because she'll only make it funny.
Oh. Wonder what she's going to be like in school.
Well, she's quite normal. Oh, how could you say? I don't know. Right, my ladybugs coming together. Did anybody find out how many legs the ladybugs have?
Oh yeah, how many legs does the ladybird have?
Come on, you lot. How many legs?
Somebody says, I'm going to Washington State in June to see them. I miss them so much. It's been almost 2 years since I've seen them. They're granddaughters.
Oh, well, you'll make the most of it when you go. I'll tell you what, I can't believe my eldest grandson is 17 this year. It's like
6. Ladybirds have 6.
They have 6. My grandsons, well, it just seems like yesterday when they were both born. It's just shocking how fast time's going. Anyway, well, we've still got viewers, so keep, you know, hang in there, you lot. You want to see me finish this now, don't you? That's what it is.
Yeah. I've challenged well, Free started just to thread beads on a piece of felt, and challenged Fee to make something of what she made.
Well, have you seen what I've got so far?
Yeah.
Part ladybug.
Everybody says 6. It's classified as an insect, so it's 6.
Okay.
Imagine what we could do if we had 6 legs.
Not much. I can't do it with 2.
Yeah. I was going to say, for a start, we could do live chat, but then again, she's techno no.
Shut up, you. I'm not techno no. I can turn my computer on.
And ask me how to turn it off.
Yeah. Actually, to say I'm not techno, to say I am techno no, I don't actually do that bad. Was that a sarcastic no?
No, not at all.
Oh, right, let you off then.
Somebody says, it's because we love you. It has nothing to do with the ladybug. Somebody says 6 arms, we could craft as much as 3.
Oh, God, you know what? I don't craft as much as I used to. Only because the shop does take a lot of my time up.
Did you craft nearly every day then when you didn't have the shop?
Yeah, I used to do 6 videos a day. Yeah. The thing is, it's all right doing 6 videos a day. It's knowing what, you know, having the material up in your head. Because it was all out the head. There wasn't that I was watching somebody else and then doing it. I just had so much that I bottled up in my noggins for years since being a child and as I've grown. And I just did video after video after video, just sharing. It never tired me. I never thought anything about it. I loved it. I would do videos all day long. Well, that would piss people off, wouldn't it? Oh, sorry. Am I ill?
Can you imagine though if you didn't have the shop and you put all those videos out today like you used to? Can you imagine how much hacked off people would get?
Yeah. Isn't that a shame?
I'll tell you.
We could start charging for them.
No.
Actually, do you know what? I want to touch on that subject because the opportunity to charge for my videos, but I choose not to. But I have nothing whatsoever against those that do. I was just taking Mickey there. I was being silly.
Yeah.
Good luck to anybody who does it if they want to do it. And I know some do it as a business. Because in order for us to teach, and I think it's how it comes across. I think it's how it's put across to people that puts people off. But in order for us to teach, we have to have the equipment to do it with. Everybody does. Anyone who comes online and does a video needs to have the equipment. But when you're running a business and you do it and run it as a business, then you still have to account for all the equipment you use, because everything I use it up. You know what I mean? So I've got to replace that. Now, a lot of people don't understand, and they think when somebody says, oh, I'm going to start charging for my videos, they don't quite understand cost money. And people who teach need to have quite a bit of stuff in order to do that. When I became eligible to charge for my videos, I thought about doing it, and I did put it out there to the public, and the public didn't want it. But and I've stuck to that. I've listened to them and I've stuck to that. But on saying that, it was only a few people that didn't want me to charge. Others simply understood where I was coming from, because I do run a business. So anyone else that actually runs a business by charging for their videos, I totally back. Now, I haven't spoken to anyone. I've not even spoken to you about it, have I?
No.
So it's not that I'm in cahoots with anyone at all. You know, but you want to sit and watch a free video, then somebody has to pay for the goods.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you went for a lesson, say, you would
pay a damn sight more.
Exactly.
You will, and we, you know, there are people who will pay to watch videos, but to do it for the foreseeable future, no. Why? I'll answer that, because I don't want to. I don't need to. Yes, I have a shop, I have a business, but it's my choice not to do it yet. I am eligible to do it. I can do it if I want to. At the moment, I choose not to. If I thought, you know, I need to increase my income for whatever reason, then I might consider doing it. But I wouldn't do it for every video. It would just be for certain ones. Because at the end of the day, you've got to understand when you are running a business, and I mean, it is what pays my bread and butter. It's what pays my bills. Where's that money from somewhere? Anyone got?
Says, can't you write off the supplies if you teach it?
Well, you can only write so much off. You can only write so much off. You can't, you know, put in, oh God, I've used, because if you think how much things cost, I know I buy wholesale, but I do buy a lot of things from the normal shops that I pay normal prices for, that I can't get wholesale in order for me to teach, right? So if I do that in a year, if I've used, just say for argument's sake, £500 I've spent on products throughout the year to teach. I mean, you're talking of somebody who does a lot of videos like I do. I have to find that £500. So I could charge to cover them costs, but I choose not to, and I choose to take that out of my own personal income.
Yeah.
It's wrong in charging. I don't disagree with it if it's done as a business.
I mean, what do others think of it? Do they think, because I know that like when Chris watches YouTube for gaming, and there's a lot of gaming videos that you've got that will, you know, you can't watch the videos unless you pay for them.
Yeah, my grandsons have to pay for what they watch, and they're just games.
Yeah, that's it. So what do others think of it? I mean, personally,
I do believe and feel from reading comments when others are doing it that it's just some people, maybe some are jealous or whatever, and I'm only on about the people that are there who come out with these outbursts, not people in general, that complain about it because they don't see that it is bread and butter for the person that's teaching them, that's running a business with it. They just think, oh look, oh yeah, she wants to charge for her videos. I've been asked about it. Will I be charging for mine? And the answer is right now, no. I don't feel the need to. I don't actually want to. And but that may change in the future. I've been able to charge for my videos for the past 4 years, but I've never done it.
Would you pay somebody to watch their videos?
I have done. I've had subscriptions that I've paid and watched other people. The problem I find with it is I think some are greedy, and I'll be honest, some are very, very greedy. Yeah. To have somebody watch a video and pay $30–40, I would die before I did that.
Somebody says, my husband controls the money and he won't let me pay for anything, so I'd be sad to choose anyone I watch.
But there, you see, that's the thing. If I needed to do it for a business reason, right, because it is an income for a business, there wouldn't be any need to charge so much.
No.
Right? But there would also be other videos that you could watch. So we would cater for anybody.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't have free constantly all the time. You can't. It's impossible. When you're running a business, it'd be lovely, but it don't work like that.
No. Somebody says, looks like my daughter is PG again. I tease her that twins run in the family. It must my generation have happened in her generation.
What? I've lost.
PG. Yeah, I think some of the people are commenting about grandchildren, when you run subject to grandchildren.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, and the other comments are about what we were just talking about, how, you know, some people can get greedy with charging for videos and they don't know when to stop. And somebody's just said, when you charge for a class, the student would pay for the class and would like to have the same supplies that you're using to follow along. So when you charge for a class, the student would pay for the class and would like to have the same supplies that you could use.
Well, then that would be up to the business person, that the way they sold their class. Right. Now, if I was going to do a class and I was going to ask people to chat, you know, one, I'd keep the cost as low as possible. Two, I'd make sure there was a kit that they could follow along and they'd buy that kit up front.
Yeah.
So that would be stated in the sale of the kit. That the video would be like on a certain date. You just pay for it there and then the class is done when you've received your goods. But then you've got all the oh, well, somebody lives in Canada, they don't get their mail for 6 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's really tricky. And do you know what? I don't actually want to go down that road. Now, somebody was saying about their this new thing that people are doing is where they sponsor them.
All right.
You know, you can pay somebody a couple of dollars.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, I could do that, but I don't want to. It's not my cup of tea. I've given all my information free. Everything I've learned has been free. Why would I want to charge?
Yeah.
Everything I've learned freely. Why would I want to charge for it? And that's how I look at it. But what I'm saying is, as a business point of view, if it came to it and it was, just say, sales dropped, but I wanted to continue crafting and teaching, well, obviously, if the sales drop, my income drops. So therefore, and people still want to see what I do, I'd have to find the income. So therefore, I'd have to charge for the video.
Yeah, I get that.
My battery's going to go. So I'm going to close for now because, like I say, my battery's dying on me.
Well, his last comment on there, it says, certain craft stores do that here, pay up front for the supplies and class, then you learn and keep what you pay ahead. Yeah, they do that here too, the monthly in the UK.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right, well, I mean, he's a bit wonky-fied. Look.
Well, you did make something out of it, I did you do.
Well, there you go. So I did my challenge. 1 point to me. Right. Thank you to everybody who dropped by to see us. Sorry if you've only just joined us and you're having to go because batteries are going. How can I do this so that, because it's going to cut out, I've got 15% left. How can I do it and keep you online?
How can you what?
Oh, it don't matter. It don't matter because it's going to die any minute. Right, look, thanks everybody. What?
I said you can put the charger in.
Well, I can. It's down the bottom.
All right, then.
Say goodbye.
It's been really, I think it's been really interesting and a powerful message to everybody tonight. And yeah.
Thank you very much for your kindness in answering questions or reading questions to me. Thanks for everybody joining, and we'll see you again next time. Take care, and please don't worry about it, what the information we brought to you. It is only for sellers and not buyers.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Night, everybody.
Goodbye.